Hello, welcome to the Colourful Creativity podcast. My name is Caroline and this is episode 159. You can find me online everywhere as Kralalien, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Ravelry, Patreon, Ko-Fi, the works. If I have an account, I'll sign up as Kralalien. And I have a webshop, colourfulcreativity.nl or colourfulcreativity.com. Leia just left. Doesn't want to be in the podcast. This is probably going to be a shorter episode because I also plan on recording some things for Vlogmas. Vlogmas is going to be a little bit different than other years because I want to try and make it a short every day, so 60 seconds tops. Because we are just very busy with other stuff and I might not be in the mood for a nice chatty conversation daily. So I thought I would try out the short function of YouTube. I will make a separate introduction video of the advent calendars we have. And yeah, let's just start with the knitting. Because that's why we're here, right? Knitting, yarn related other things. I have a nice stack here. Look at that. 3 pairs of socks are finished. Let me start with the first one. Here I have Robert's socks. So these are for my husband. And these are his new Christmas socks. He didn't have any Christmas socks. This year he has Christmas socks. And this is West Yorkshire Spinners signature 4-ply yarn in the gingerbread colorway, which was a special Christmas yarn from last year, 2022, I think. And I got this as a gift from my lovely friend Francesca. And it's just perfect for Robert. They fit fantastically. Basically, it is a 6-inch leg, then a heel flap and gusset heel, and then another, what is it? Probably, I think it's 70 rounds for his foot and then a toe, rounded toe. And basically my standard recipe for Robert socks, 72 stitches on 2.5mm needles. I think that's all there is to say about these. Yes, I could have gotten out my blockers, but I forgot. Sorry about that. The second finished pair is this pair of plain vanilla DK socks for myself. And this is knit in Opal Stärke 6. Let me grab the ball. I have it here. This is what I have left. I used a little over half of the ball. So I could knit another pair with a bit shorter leg or just a smaller size. Like I said, the Zauberball Stärke 6, which is the DK weight. Would be handy if it would focus. There you go. And the colorway is called Kunterbunt, which I absolutely love. Look at that. Just very, very bright. And I am unsure if there is, yeah, there is a real repeat in there. Look, I found it. There it is. I was like, it's random, but it's not. There is a repeat in there. I knit these with 56 stitches for myself on a 3mm needle. They are nice and tight, very tight gauge, which I love. Yeah, I don't like if it's loose, so you can feel all the threads of the yarn under your foot. I just like it nice and tight and a crisp gauge. What else is there to say about these? well, plain vanilla, just simple. Again, heel flap, gusset, and around it, so that's it. Then I have these socks finished. These are the Broken Seed Stitched socks by Hanna Leväniemi, and they are just really pretty. It's a very simple pattern. It is really stretchy because it is basically half rib. The pattern's free and it's broken seed stitch. It's a really simple 4 round or row pattern. You do a knit row in the white, then you do a knit 1 purl 1 row in the color, another knit row in white, and then you do a purl 1 knit 1 row in the color again, and that's it. It's so much fun and pretty mindless. If you can read your knitting, if you know how a purl bump looks, that you know that you have to do a knit 1 on top of that. Being able to read your knitting makes it easier. So another pair finished. The yarn in this one is Scheepjes Invicta Glamour or Glamour. I am not sure if you can really see it, but there is a tiny bit of holographic sparkle in there. I think you might be able to see it. And the colorful yarn is Undercover Otter. I think it's the Schleicher stock 2.0 in a colorway called Killer Clowns from Outer Space Light. So they are a bit brighter than the regular Killer Clowns, but I really, really like them. And I'll be wearing these socks soon. I knit them on 2.5mm needles and used my regular stitch count of 64 stitches. Like I said, the pattern is stretchy. It's not pulling in or anything. It is really, really nice and just like a regular sock. At least it is for me. Those were the finished objects. So next up, whips. In this cute, colorful TARDIS bag by All About Yarn, there is the logo. And we watched the new Doctor Who this weekend. I will not spoil anything. It was nice. It was very nice. He is my favorite Doctor. I have these socks and I have the first one finished now. And this is the Vanilla Bean. I have to look it up before I say something wrong. Let me check. I opened all the patterns. Vanilla Bean Striped Socks by Emily O'Grady. And the pattern is basically a slip one, knit one whenever you have a color change. And then I added a fish lips kiss heel and I did a plain vanilla foot for ease of knitting. 64 stitches again, 2.5mm needles, and the yarn is Knitpicks Felici in the Pinata colorway. And Knitpicks Felici is really nice and really, really soft. I know people who have gone through socks very quickly. It is a 75 superwash merino wool, 25% nylon. I have no issues with that. I haven't worn through any of them. Or maybe I only have one pair, but Robert also has a pair. It is pilling, but it is not making holes yet. So, but I know other people who have the experience of just one time wear and they have a hole in it. I am not someone who is really hard on their socks, I guess. I have all these markers in there so I can count every 10 rounds. I don't ever have to count more than that. And I also have the second sock here. I have cast on and I have the first pattern rounds already done. The cast on is at a different point than the other one, and the order is reversed in the yarn, which was my fault. I pulled out the yarn from the ball and I thought it was in reversed order, and I had a big yarn barf. So I just started winding my yarn by hand, and now it is the other way around. So it was right in the ball of yarn that I got. Big face palm here. But it's fine if it is reversed order and it is not matching at all at the cuff, then it's absolutely fine. Did I already say 2.5mm needles, 64 stitches. Just have to keep in mind to keep the tiny float from slipping loose enough so this is still stretchy. So not go really tight on your slipping knitting, which I have done before. And yeah, with this one it's totally fine. It fits like a charm. So whip number 1 and whip number 2 in this beautiful bag from Elvenwood Crafts with scrolls that I got as a gift from my lovely friend Angela. Here is the Elvenwood Craft logo, and in here is another first sock, also with lots of markers in it. This is the Skippy stripe sock. Was it Skippy stripe? Just Skippy stripe socks. Oh dear, I opened that one too. Yes, it is the Skippy Stripes by Annette Schleicher, also known as The Nerd Knits on Instagram, and she has great socks and great patterns. So here it is. You can see there is a fairly simple pattern there, but it's really nice. And I have just started sock number 2. Again, yarn barf, hand wound yarn. I have been hand winding balls so much, and it took lots of knitting time to untangle everything. But now I can just knit and no, there is no knots, nothing weird happening there. I have just this, a cast on with one round, and then I could pull the yarn from the inside of the ball of yarn and it would just not budge. It was totally wound, knotted and everything inside. These are for Robert, so 72 stitches on a 2.5mm needle. And look at my cute little needle protectors. I really like how they look and how they work. And this was a test for me. I also put needle stoppers on the other. Yeah, I really enjoy using these, and I do not poke holes in my project bags anymore, which is very, very nice. I do not poke myself anymore, and I can just put it away and have the stitches safely on the needles. So these type of needle stoppers will be coming into the shop soon. And yeah, that's one of the things that I bought for the shop. The yarn I'm using is Opal, and this is color Tom de Baarde. I lost the ball of yarn. It is a fairly old colorway, but still very nice. The only issue with those balls of yarns is that when they fall down, they can roll away so far. It's just a game, like how far can they go? Yeah, that's project number 2. And now we have project number 3 in this cute little paisley ducky. Where is it? There it is. Paisley ducky teacup bag, which I absolutely love. I have a blanket project, and in here is a lot of stuff. First one that was finished, but it's not really finished because I have to rip out the border because I did something wrong with it, and it will bug me massively. Then what I did was knit the border on this one over the weekend. This is a square which is themed green speckles. So everything that has green speckles in it was allowed to go in this square. And this border is correct. This one isn't. The biggest difference is that with this one I only have to weave in 2 ends. With this one I had to weave in 8 ends, which is wrong. It's just 1 round short, or 1 row actually, because you don't go all around in one piece. The pattern I'm using is the Stitch in Time pattern by K. Jones, and I am doing a way smaller square. My square only has 25 stitches, and I really like that because then I can actually knit 1 a day. If I do the 50 or 50-ish, it's 45, 55, somewhere in that neighborhood, it takes so much extra time. I'm not a quick knitter in some patterns, and yeah, it just takes too much time and I lose interest really quickly. I also finished this one, added the border on this yellow themed square. Basically my blanket will have rainbow squares, like all yellow, all green, all blue, etc. It is okay if it's like this one. This one is the yellow green one. This is like a yellow with a green tint in it. This one is yellow with green speckles in it. Here we have yellow but also green because it's self-striping. You can see where I'm going. Green, or the color is very loose. Yeah, here I just started. I have just picked up the stitches and knit 1 row and then put it with my cute little needle stoppers. Really love these. These are from a Pac-Man set. They are just adorable. There's also the little yellow thingy that goes after the ghosts. And yeah, all these yarns are leftovers. In this case, these are all leftovers from my Marled Magic, my Marled cardigan from West Knits. These are minis from advent calendars I sold and I dyed, but often there were leftovers. These are mostly from the bubble cardigan I made, but also some from advent calendars. If it was green, it was okay. Just I sort the leftovers not by project. Well, these are definitely sorted by project, but also have some extra leftovers in there. And the border yarn is the same yarn as I used in my Broken Seed Stitch socks. It is Scheepjes Invicta Glamour with the holographic glitter. I really hope the light will shine on it some way so you can see that glitter. It's really subtle. Here is the label, Scheepjes Invicta Glamour. It is color number, let's see, 98520. So it doesn't have a name. This is the leftover from the broken seed stitch socks, and this was a bigger thing. I used that yarn before on something else, and yeah, I use it for a lot because I think I have like 10 balls of it, because I wanted to knit a blanket. So I needed enough, and it was a special discount thing. So yeah, I have a lot of that yarn, and I thought undyed, I can always dye over it and make something fun out of it. But for now I like it undyed for in my blanket. So I have one more square to finish, and the other one, the green one, I have to frog the border and do it again. But this time do it right. Those were all my whips, and I do not have a lot of acquisitions. I am thinking I didn't buy any yarn, I didn't buy any fiber, and then the doorbell rang, and I was like, yeah, I have ordered things, but I am not expecting anything. I do not have anything in my tracking. What's this? And yeah, there was this wonderful box. I know, it's brown. I had just taken all the gift boxes for outside of Germany. Why outside of Germany? Well, because Germany is a different postal run. I go to the post office in Germany, to the post office in the Netherlands, and I basically got almost the same size box with brown tape, just like I had used, the paper tape. And I was like, what? Are they bringing me back a package that I did wrong or something? But no, it was really addressed to me, and it was a wonderful surprise gift. There is a letter in here that basically says all of that. Like, you will think, huh? I didn't order anything. Yeah, that's right. Because this is a random act of kindness by the Navy knitter, who is Leontine, and who also now has a podcast. I told you about it earlier. And I helped her with some things, how to set it up, what to use, some tips, tricks, etc. And I met her at the Breidagen. You also saw her there. So yeah, that was really, really kind to make me an advent calendar, because I said on a podcast that I didn't buy myself an advent calendar, which I didn't buy a yarn advent calendar, let me phrase it that way. I did buy myself a fiber advent, and I bought myself a candle advent, and I bought us a alcohol-free beer advent again. But for that, I will make a separate video and tell you all about the advents. So yeah, in here, besides the letter that was really, really cute, I have an advent calendar. It was cutely hidden away under this paper, and it smells really, really nice. So here is the advent calendar, all in those beautiful gift boxes. Look how cute, all these kind of boxes. Absolutely amazing. I will pack it away quickly, because I only have to wait a few more days and I can finally start opening them. So that is the only thing that came in for yarn adventure wise. There is one more other thing that came in, and that is a huge 3D printer. I'm looking at it standing on the table. I got a 3D printer for me. Robert has two 3D printers that are both basically there to be tinkered with. Like, sometimes it doesn't work like it's supposed to, and you have to tinker and you have to make new components, you have to chain things. Robert really enjoys that part of 3D printing. Sometimes he's really fed up with it and it doesn't work and he can't figure it out. And it takes time to figure it out again. But yeah, he likes that part. I don't. I want something that prints. It works all the time and just push a button and go. And he was like, yeah, if you ever want to keep printing things, like I have now, the option to tell Robert, I want this, and he can make it for me. But sometimes I have to wait really long because the printer isn't working properly or Robert isn't feeling up to it. So yeah, I now have a printer that prints actually. So if I want something, I can just push the button myself, and that is really nice. It is a Bamboo Lab P1S, and it has an AMS module on top, which means I can have 4 different colors in at the same time. You can even go up to 16 colors, but I'm not that interested in so many colors. But it is nice to be printing multicolored things, and I'm really enjoying that. I hope to be making bobbins for the shop, so I can sell Robert's beautiful made design for bobbins for Bliss and Louette. That's the plan, and maybe some tiny Turkish spindles that are also always nice just to try out. They are oftentimes cheaper than a wooden one and easier to get by. So yeah, that is also one of the plans for the shop. And what else do I have? I have a few gift boxes left. I think there's 2 or 3 in stock still. So almost sold out. I'm already planning the next themed box for next year. I mean, gift box is for gifting season, and in January or probably mid-December I will announce the next box, depending on the results of Robert's scans. If they are bad, then the whole box idea is out of the window and I will have a focus for one thing only, and that is Robert and my family. But that is something else, and we just hope that that is not happening yet. What else? What else? I guess that concludes the shop news acquisitions part. And that means that I'm going to say goodbye to everyone who is not interested in the personal update. There was already a trickle that just now. If you are not interested in the rest, then totally fine. It is good stuff, but it's okay. I will see you again the next time. And for those of you sticking around, thank you very much. We have done a lot of stuff. We went away for a weekend with friends and their kids, and we had a little cottage with a swimming pool in it. I did not make any footage. I was away for a private weekend and I was like, nope, I'm gonna leave the camera at home, which I did. And we had a wonderful weekend. The pool was amazing. It had a jet stream, and that means that you can have a small pool and still swim against the jet stream and feel like you're really swimming, which was awesome. It also was a very nice massage jet. Puts on my back. Oh, heavenly. I would just roll out of my bed at 7 AM, open up the pool and jump in 15 minutes later. It was like, who even am I? Since when am I the person who goes swimming at 7 AM? But apparently I am that person now. I am not usually an early bird, but since a few months I am awake before 7 AM. which is crazy. But apparently that's the new me. We also played lots of fun games. I really recommend Simon's Cat card game. It is a pink box and it is from a few years ago, but I hope they are still selling it because it's so much fun. It is somewhere between Uno and we call it Peston. So would it be teasing? I'm not sure how that game is called in English, but it is where you annoy the other player next in round with your card, and yeah, it's just a lot of fun. And in the end, the person who has the most Simons loses. And the rest wins. It's not that one person wins. No, multiple people can lose, but the rest wins. And yeah, it's just really funny. We also played Dixit. I didn't know that game before, but that was also very fun. We had some nice meals together. We had like a game night with all kinds of snacks and bites. And we also had some gourmet, which is basically very Dutch, I found out. It's a bit like raclette, which you have, I think, in Switzerland and Austria and Germany probably. But it is basically a cooking plate on the table where you can put on small pieces of meat and vegetable, and you can have little pans that you can put underneath where you put the cheese on stuff. So it melts nicely. And yeah, you just have fun at the table. And I really don't like to do that in my home because my home will smell like baking for days. And I know there's ways to get rid of that, but still I can smell it. And other people had the same issue with it and were like, if we are going to a little cottage, let's do it there. Our clothing may smell, but our house won't. So yeah, that was fun. Then, since the cats were not home, we decided to do some DIY on our house. And we did. I painted the bathroom ceiling, which still had to be painted after 6.5 years. That's how long ago the renovation of the bathroom was. It was in 2017, during Sock Madness finals. Yeah, the ceiling was still spotted with all kinds of black spots from the tiling glue. I just didn't care. We were exhausted after that renovation, and yeah, it just was enough at that time. Yeah, I'm not a fan of painting ceilings, but now was the time, and I'm really happy we did it. One layer was enough, and it is sparkling white, and it looks beautiful, and I'm really proud of myself because I do the painting. Robert does everything else. I do the painting, especially ceilings, because yeah, I know I can do it best. Yeah. And we also painted the ceiling here in the extension because it only had one layer 3 years ago or something. Yeah. So it was high time to put on that second layer. We also just needed one layer and it was all covered and beautiful. So done. Cats are back home again since yesterday, and DIY is over again. So yeah, the holidays can come now. We will be putting up the Christmas tree next weekend. We won't know the results yet. We don't care. We have put it up there, and then we don't have to do it if we don't feel like it, because it's already there. I thought that was a good idea. So yeah, Wednesday is the first scan, and then we have to wait a week for the result, which is really long, and it's gonna be a very long week. But Friday we'll start with Vlogmas Light. I'm just gonna call it Vlogmas Light with those story shorts on YouTube. I might even be able to put them in as reels on Instagram if you follow me there. We'll see. But it would be nice if you can watch them on YouTube, because the channel has reached 1,000 subscribers. Really silly. Robert said, I think I'm already subscribed. Let me check it out. When I saw that I had 999 subscribers on YouTube. And he was like, oh, I'm not subscribed. Click, and he was my 1,000 subscriber. So yeah, we hit the 1,000, and YouTube changed the rules on me for that last 40 subscribers or something. 500 was enough, but I would also need 3 videos in 3 months, or 90 days. Yeah, that is 3 months, Caroline. So basically that's what I easily get. But now I also need to have 3,000 watch hours in a year, which is a lot. We are currently at 2,100. And we also need shorts. And I think I have to have 3 million views for those. So yeah, I better get cracking on them. I hope it will work. We'll see. Because then I can say I want to monetize my channel. I do not expect to earn money from it. It's not for that. It is mostly to prevent that YouTube will put in all those ads every 5 freaking minutes, which annoy me big time in other channels. So if I have it in this channel, I am so sorry. It is not me, it is YouTube that does that. And if it is changing to me, I will only put it at the beginning and the end. And yeah, making life easier, because I do not expect to earn money from it. Every little bit helps, but yeah. For those things we have Patreon and we have Ko-Fi. And the shop, of course. That's how we earn money. This is just volunteer job. This is just fun. Yes, let's see. I think I told you everything of the last 2 weeks, and I hope to see you again real soon. I am going to record the Advent calendar introduction vlog, and then we'll see how Vlogmas goes. See you again soon. Bye bye.